Hey, Tony here with another video on the EZGO gas-powered golf cart. Today we are going to replace the bushings and the springs. They're no good. Suspension's kind of wobbly, they're wore out, can't handle the weight. So I opted to replace the bushings, and I'm going to put some urethane bushings in them. So I'm going to show you the tools you're going to need for the job and the bushings, and we'll get started. So as you see here, I've got the urethane bushings. You can get these in just a regular generic rubber. I've got the inserts. I opted to go here with the urethane bushings. They're a lot harder, but they are better. Gonna need some basic tools for this job. You're gonna need a 9/16 wrench, 9/16 socket, either a ratchet or an impact. That's what I'm gonna use, and a small pry bar you're going to see here that I'll use to get the bushings out of the springs. And also remember to like my page and subscribe for more regular things around the house that I want to fix and put out there for each of you to look at. If you haven't seen my videos, take a look. I try to get as deep and thorough as I can. So let me get started on this one. So first things first, you're going to get your impact and then your wrench on the other side, and you're going to want to take off the top bolt and the shackle. Okay? You can take off the bottom one first, the top one first. I prefer to take the first top one off, and then I'll take the bottom off, and I'll show you how to replace the bushings once we get it off. And you'll see right here, the bottom bushing's okay, but the top bushing's totally gone, and the suspension's wobbly all over the place. So give me a minute, I'm gonna take it off, and then I'll show you. One thing I wanna mention here is I did jack up the golf cart here by the gearbox in the back, and then you'll see over here, I've got jack stands underneath of it, up into the frame. You can kind of see up there where I've got it attached, supporting the golf cart. And then this way here, you can put a little pressure on the gear housing to hold the axle in place to get those shackles loose and off without having any pressure on them and anybody getting hurt. So you'll see here, I've got the bolt off, got the nut off, and now you'll see the shackles loose. You'll see kind of right here what we got. So you'll see the brass bushing is still in there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a hammer and I'm gonna beat that bushing out. Right here, you'll see it. It won't move. I'm gonna take a second to get that. You'll see right here, I didn't even need a hammer. Here's your wore out bushing here. There's no rubber whatsoever left on the top of this. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to replace that if you give me 1 minute here. I did want to show you after I got that brass bushing out. Here's what's left of the bushing. Here's the new one. Here's what came out. So you see why I'm replacing them. Next thing you're going to want to do is take a little bit of this grease that comes with the kit. We're going to put a little grease on the bushing on the outside. And then we'll slide the end caps onto the bushing. So I'll show you how to do that here in a second. I like to take the grease, dab it on there like that. I'll use my finger, I'll rub it around, and then I'll put the red urethane bushing end caps on it. So when we're doing the top one, you're also going to put some grease on here because we're going to slide this into the shackle. So I'll show you that. Okay, here you'll see the grease I have on there. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to insert it, you'll see, into here in the top bushing. I'm going to put the camera down here for a second. I only need 2 hands, and I'll show you when I get it in. Okay, as you can see, I have it started in the housing there, so I'm going to take a little rubber mallet, give it a little tap. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, then I'll show you how to get the bushing in it. Okay, now you're going to see I've got both of the urethane bushings pressed in to the housing. A little bit of grease on the outside, a little bit of grease on the inside. Now I'm going to take the brass insert that's already got the grease on it, and I'm going to insert this into both bushings. So what you're going to do, give me a second to get on the ground here. You're going to lift up the shackle here, and you're going to want to get that shackle in. But first you got to get the bushing into it. So you'll take the bushing, and you're going to press the bushing in like this. So I'm going to get the camera here. I'm going to grab my mallet, and you'll see. Try to see here, get this going in. gonna see a little bit of a mallet. Make sure you use a rubber mallet. I'm using a hammer and wrenching on this thing and getting these things all wonky, and they're brand new. So you'll see the bushings in there, brass inserts in there. You're gonna take the shackle and get that back in. Now you're gonna have to pry it out a little bit. So I'm gonna put this camera down. You're gonna have to kind of expand like this with your hands or pliers or a pry bar to get back in there. So give me 1 second. Okay, you're gonna see right here, get under here with the camera. I just got it started a little bit. I just barely got it in there. So now I'm gonna take my mallet and just tap it a little bit on both sides just to get it to line up in there. Looks pretty close. Once you get it close up there, you're gonna have to line the holes up. So obviously you can see I need to lift that spring up a little bit. So what I'll do is take my jack and lift up a little bit on my jack to get that to go in. You'll see it just kind of went in right there. So now I'm gonna get the bolt. I'm gonna slide the bolt back in, which you have right here. Took that out originally. And then you got a nut on the other side. So give me a second, I'm gonna get that. Now you're gonna see underneath here, I got the bolt slid in, got the nut on. Now I'm just gonna tighten that back up, and there you go. One set of bushings done. You'll repeat the same process for the bottom bushings and the shackle, and the same thing on the other side, top and bottom. It's the same thing for the front shackle, all the way underneath there. Hopefully this is helpful for you. Okay, it's a pretty easy job there. Total time to get that done was 15 minutes. So you figure about 15 minutes aside and you'll have those bushings replaced. It'll make the world of a difference on your suspension and drivability of the golf cart. That's the same procedure pretty much from 1995, 96 all the way to 2012, give or take on both sides of the years of the golf cart. I just wanted to add one more thing. I did want to follow up on the tools I use just to make sure you have everything you need. Again, I used a pry bar. I use a rubber mallet, 9/16 wrench, and a 9/16 socket. Thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and share. I'm Tony out. Thank you.